Good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Merkle Market Update. I'm Loren Merkle with Merkle Retirement Planning. This is where we aim to give you information and strategy to help you live your best retirement vision. Today's topic is how much do you actually need to retire on and live your retirement vision? Is $3 million the old $1 million? Or is $1 million the new $3 million? You might have started working somewhere around age 20, and now maybe you're around age 60, so maybe you've been working for about 40 years, and you've been disciplined, you've worked hard, you've put money away, but now you're reading all these articles saying you need $3 million to retire successfully, you need $2 million. This astronomical number is what pundits are telling you that you need to retire and live your retirement vision, because they're saying, here's the story. You might be in retirement, you might live in retirement for 20, maybe even 30 years. And what we see is that last few years in retirement might cost you the most over that period of time because of healthcare. See, retirees are living longer, but are they necessarily living healthier? And it's healthcare costs that cost a ton of money in retirement. It's estimated that just for healthcare alone, $285,000 might be necessary to maintain healthcare coverage over the course of your retirement time frame on average. So how much do you actually need to live your retirement vision? The answer to that question is going to be, it depends on what your lifestyle requirements are. What do you want to do in retirement? Do you want to travel? Do you want to spend $20,000 a year going on European vacations? Do you want to hang around the house or the area and play with your grandkids and watch your grandkids grow? Do you want to do a combination? Do you want to have a vacation home? Do you want to have a motor home like my grandma and grandpa did and drive around the country for 20 to 30 years? What do you want your retirement lifestyle to look like? That is going to determine what it's going to cost, which is also going to then determine how much do you actually need. So how do you figure that out? That's where the value of the retirement plan comes into play. At point of retirement, you're 63 years old, you have the ability to take Social Security. Do you take it? Or do you use one of the 80 other options that you may have with your Social Security to maximize your Social Security benefits? Do you have a pension available to you? And then what do you have from an investable resource standpoint? According to Transamerica, the median retirement savings for those in their 60s is $172,000, which is a far cry. It is a far stretch from $3 million or even $1 million. So how are 10,000 people retiring every single day? Because that's how many people are retiring every single day, and it's estimated for that to take place, that number to take place for the next 10 to 15 years. So how are so many people retiring when the median retirement savings for that age group is $172,000? It's by having that retirement plan to say you have the average Social Security payment is $1,500. So if you're married, let's say you have $3,000 a month of Social Security income. Let's say you need $60,000 of income for the year, so that's $5,000 a month, which means you need to come up with an extra $2,000 a month to meet that income requirement. If you have $172,000, then that $172,000, taking $2,000 a month out isn't going to last all that long. It's probably going to be depleted within a 10-year time frame. So that's not going to work. So now it's a matter of whatever savings you have, how do you get the most out of it? How do you maximize that savings? So whether it's $172,000 or going back to the $3 million, if it's a $3 million portfolio, how much is it that you actually get to spend or keep of that portfolio that you have? So let's take the $3 million portfolio as an example. How much do you owe in taxes on the $3 million portfolio versus how much of it do you actually own? The vast majority of the $29 trillion that's in retirement savings today is in pre-tax accounts, which means that's money that's never been taxed before. And when retirees take that money out to live on for their retirement, they're going to have to pay taxes at their ordinary income tax bracket on that money. Or, now at the age of 72, whether you want to take the money out of your pre-tax accounts or not, you are mandated to take it out. So if you have the $3 million portfolio, at the age of 72, you will be mandated, whether you want to or not, to take $117,000 out of that account, assuming it's in a pre-tax IRA or 401k plan. Now that's just income from your investable savings. That does not include your Social Security income or if you have a pension income alone. But just taking the $117,000 taxable income, that would put you in the marginal federal tax bracket of 22%. And also 8.5% in the state of Iowa. So roughly 30% of your income, just the income coming from your 401k plan, is going to go to the taxable authority. So if we stretch that out over the course of your retirement, maybe of the $3 million, you own 2/3 of it. And 1/3 of it is going to go to the taxing authorities. Now, if you have $172,000, the median for those who are retiring in their 60s, then it's even that much more important that you keep as much of your retirement savings as you possibly can. So here's a strategy that you can consider. This is for those of you who are currently working. If you have a 401k plan and your employer is matching that 401k plan, you obviously want to take advantage of that match. That is free money. We love free money, so contribute up to that match. So let's say that they will match 50% of your first 6% contribution. So contribute 6%, get the 3% match that the employer is offering. So that's 9% savings of your going to your retirement right off the top. But have your contributions go to the Roth side, or at least consider it. Now, I do want to put the asterisks out there. Everybody's situation is different, and these strategies do not apply to everybody. So make sure you talk to your retirement planner or CPA before you make these types of changes. But consider having your contributions go to the Roth side. Because once it goes to the Roth side, now it's going to grow tax-free forever. Our thoughts is that taxes right now are on sale. If you look at historical tax rates, today they're lower than what they have been for a very long time, and we think that they're probably going to go up. So once your contribution goes to the Roth side, it's going to grow tax-free forever. At age 72, you're not mandated to take it out of your IRA if you don't want to. You have the ability to, but you don't want to, so you have more control over it. And then if you can contribute in an additional amount than the 6% to your 401k plan, now you want to take those contributions and contribute to a Roth IRA outside of your 401k plan. So you're contributing the 6% to the 401k, you can contribute more than that for retirement. So take those contributions and contribute it to your Roth IRA. And if you're 50 or above, you can contribute $7,000 a year to your Roth IRA. And then if you have even more money that you want to save for retirement, then you can go back to your 401k plan and contribute the excess to your 401k plan. So the question is why would we want to do something that's a little bit more complex? Why can't I just contribute it all to the 401k plan? Well, you can, but if you have the opportunity to have money underneath a 401k plan versus an IRA, you would want that money underneath the IRA instead. The benefit of the 401k plan is it's a easy contributory tool, and if you have an employer match, you get the free money. That's a good thing. So you want to take advantage of that free money, but you have a lot more control underneath the IRA. So your money that's underneath the IRA, you can literally invest in just about anything you want to. You don't have to worry about changes that the employer makes to the 401k plan or in the investment selection changes that the employer makes. I've been working with 401k plans for many, many years, and there's multiple times that I've seen those 401k plans change in a way that it's not necessarily beneficial to the families that we work with, or the 401k plans go away altogether because the business goes away. And in those circumstances, the employees can really get hurt with that money that's left underneath the 401k plan. So if you have the choice of money underneath a 401 or money underneath an IRA, most of the time you want the money underneath the IRA. And that's why you would want to put money first to get the free money to the 401k, contribute more, then have it go to the Roth IRA, and then if you can contribute even more, have it go back to the 401k plan, because the 401k plan does have higher contributory limits. And then what you'll end up with at retirement then is you'll have some money underneath your 401k that you'll consolidate to your IRA once you leave that employer. And it should just be an easier, more swift transition than if all of your money was locked underneath your employer plan. So that'll give you some idea of how to use the 401k plan, how to use the IRA, but what you really want to focus on is the efficiency of where your money's at. How efficient is your money? How much of the $3 million or the $172,000 or the $2 million or the $500,000 do you actually have? How much of it do you actually own versus how much of it do you owe to the taxing authorities? And the strategies over the next couple of years should really be to take advantage of the tax rates while they're on sale, whether you're contributing to the Roth 401 or to the Roth IRA, or you're doing conversions like we've talked about many times through this medium or our TV show or our podcast as well. So those are all things to consider. The good news is that when you read these articles that say you have to have $3 million or $1 million to retire, that is only true if you're going to spend money that's going to make it necessary to have those types of dollar amounts. If you have $3 million and you're spending $500,000 a year, that's not going to work for you either. So it's all about the ratio or the relationship between how much are you spending, how much do you need to spend to live your retirement vision versus how much you have saved, and then making the most out of it as you go. I hope this helps. I hope you all have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next week on another edition of the Merkle Market Update. Have a great week.